Good afternoon, everyone. हाँ मैडम. यस मैम, आई विल डू. और बाकी ज्वाइन होने वाला है क्या? वैसा विल वेट फॉर 2 मिनट्स एंड हाँ देन विल स्टार्ट एट 11:30. ओके फाइन. हाँ मैडम, चालू करेंगे क्या? ओके, थैंक यू मैम. Let me share my screen first. चलो. Good morning everyone. I think you can see my screen. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. That's great. As tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we will be, according to the schedule, we will be giving the village exam. So, according to that, TP of Sanjay Ghodawat University has scheduled just a normal session on this full stack development. So, thanks for training and placement cell as well as Patil Madam. Then we'll start with today's session. Uh, then like just a minute. Okay, I'll just walk you through with the index whatever we are going to learn today. I mean, whatever I am going to share today. What is a full stack? Uh, what is a full stack thing? Then why we need to do the full stack development, or why we should become the full stack developer. Then what is the way to become the full stack developer? I mean, how to become the full stack developer. Then every stream and every each and every stream will be having its own pros and cons, so we'll be going through that also. Then like let me start the session. Mm, like basically, what is the full stack development? Anyone like to answer this, or shall I move forward? Hello. Shubham. Yes, yes, great to hear. बराबर है. Let me simplify. Yes, yes, Adesh. Yes, according to there are many definitions of that. Let me make it more simplified. So I'll tell what is I feel this is the appropriate definition for the full stack. Like a person who is familiar with all of the development layers, all the layers of software development, will be known as full stack developer. Like uh, learning all the technologies doesn't mean that we'll be a full stack developer. We have to be familiar with each and every layer of the software development. According to me, that will be the appropriate definition of full stack development. In the internet we can find many, there are tons of definitions of this full stack, but I found this as a appropriate one. So I feel a person who is familiar with all of the layers of software development can be stated as a full stack developer. So let me walk you through the layers of some software development. I mean, I think many of us will be knowing this. This is not new to us, but still I would like to explain it. The first layer will be the presentation layer. I mean, whatever we see on the app, or let us consider any app in general, either it may be mobile, desktop, or web app. The whatever thing we see, the GUI, the thing we call it as a GUI layer, it is stated as presentation layer. So whatever we see will be stated under presentation layer. That will be UI and UX, user interface, as well as user experience. Then then comes the main part of a software. It is a business logic layer. I mean, whatever the main operation of the application, whatever it is being prepared, or for what reason it is being developed, it will be under the business logic layer. That will be the core part of the any software. Then comes database layer. uh, Whatever software we develop, or whatever application we develop, it will be having a database either locally or remotely or hosted somewhere else. So this is also a part of a layer of any software. Like this will be the third part of the software, and it works as a main. I mean, what we say, it plays a main role in any of the software. Uh, then this is all about the layers of the software. If anyone has any doubt, can interrupt me at any moment. No issues. Then I'll just give a generalized example for any of the software. As I stated, this consider this block diagram as a what thing? Consider this diagram as a general software. Uh, the front end will be known as this mobile device. Consider a desktop or any laptop or any mobile here, or whatever the web application will be here. In this part, the mobile device. Then there comes a network. If we are working on distributed model of software, here comes the network. That is, here we will be playing with some protocols, uh, whatever the rules, security things, encryption, decryption, all this thing will be here. That's why the whole full stack will be considering all of the stuffs included in software. I mean, whatever the things we learn, I mean, we have to learn all of the things. It is not necessary that we have to be master in all of the fields, but there should be what there should be familiarity between all the layers of the software development. Then comes the business logic layer, the main whatever the application is being written, it will be here. Then comes the database. I mean, there are a number of databases which can be used. The database will be defined. The database will be used on the basis of on the business logic layer. I mean, for what reason we are using, like relational database is used for ERP systems and all those things. Like we can use non-relational databases as NoSQL and all for these social media kind of things like comments, that thing and all. We can use the MongoDB and all such layers. Let me give an example for this model. Let us consider WhatsApp as an example, since we are very much familiar with WhatsApp. We'll consider WhatsApp as the application here. This there is a mobile application in which yeah, I mean, every one of us has using WhatsApp since many days, and we'll be having some GUI as well as some business logic included in our file which we download on our mobile phone. That is either on whatever platform we download. There will be some GUI as well as some business logic included in that bundle, whatever we are downloading. That will be the this client side. That will be the client part. Then in this main business logic layer will be running on some servers of their own, whichever they are using. Like there will be some REST APIs written. I mean, this REST APIs means like it's a good example. What I should say, like, we can say whenever we are sending a message, we cannot directly communicate with the database. There will be some middleware which is known as API, application program interface. Consider we are sending a message to A to B, then sender A will send the number of B as well as a message to API. Then API will perform the whatever the logic should be performed, or whatever the thing should be performed, it will perform, and then the message will be delivered in such a way. And whatever operations or logs will be maintained in this database. This is the general layer of the software. Then next we'll move to uh, why we have to learn the full stack development. Like, what is the need of full stack development in this in today's life? Like, we are having n number of technologies, n number of things. There are many technologies coming day by day. Like yesterday's technologies for yesterday only, and today we are getting a new technology. So why should we learn this full stack development thing? uh, Firstly, I like to, this is the main part of the full stack development. I think there will be less friction in corporate industry. Like whenever I think many of us have been placed in many companies, we don't know in what field or what technologies we will be placed. And like while hiring, everyone will be hiring as associate engineer or whatever the technical aspects. It will be hired, and we will be placed in the teams in the roles which we do not know. I mean, where the requirement will be there. And If that project is completed, again we will be shifted to some other projects or teams, whatever, according to the management or management of the company and all. When these things happen, there will be very less friction if we are a full stack developer. I mean, since a full stack developer will be familiar with all kinds of aspects like whatever the front end development, back end development, and database things, as well as a full stack developer should be familiar with network things as well, because we have to deal with protocols, all the rules and regulations of networks also. And even full stack developers should be familiar with OS environments also, like there are different OS environments, Mac, Microsoft, Windows, and other things also, like Unix, Red Hat, and all servers and all. Yeah, like for deploying the things, deploying the application, it will be very much easy to shift between the teams in the corporate industry. We are not into the teams according to our choice. We will be placed into the teams according to management's choice. So I hope this frictionless movement will be great when we are a full stack developer. Then, as I told, there is a diverse growth in for a full stack developer. Like, we'll be when we say ourselves as a full stack developer, we'll be exposed to many of the technologies. uh, like, there is no specific technology we'll be handling with. As a name itself suggests, full stack, it will be, we have to, like, more than 50% of we'll be familiar with the technologies, like more than 50%. So I guess there will be diverse growth in this full stack development thing. We'll be exposed to many front end technologies, back end technologies, these middlewares, networkings, and all those things. So I consider diverse growth is an what reason to become a full stack developer. Then there will be less prone to diluting technologies. Like, I would like to give an example for this. One of my friend is working in a corporate industry. I mean, he's also placed last year. He's been put into the platform development, like what I say, platform development. I mean, he's writing the I mean, he's working on C++ things and all. Yes, that is important. I am not saying that it is not important, but nowadays we are using the older technologies very less, like C, C++. It is mainly used for these platform dependent things. It is not used for platform independent things. And for game development, we also use this stuff. And the things are changing very drastically. Like, from when the Python is on the track, the things are changing very drastically. Whenever we consider ourselves as a full stack developer, we will be upgrading ourselves every now and then. So there is a, I mean, what I can say, we need not afraid, like other other people who are working on, or who are stick on to only one technology or one method, whatever they are working on. So I think full stack can be a bridge for that, to that diluting technologies. I hope this is also an reason to become a full stack developer. And there are tons of employment opportunities. Like, I have not analyzed any of the particular in particular numbers, but I'll say there are n number of full stack development opportunities. Basically in India, since from 2014-15, I guess, there are many number of startups emerging. And in startup kind of companies, the requirement is for only full stack. Why? Because they need their employee to be very, what thing, profitable. I mean, for their business, they need a candidate such that he can work on anything. Like, whenever a project comes on, what I can say, when the project comes for mobile development, he can also develop the mobile things. Whenever the the requirement is for desktop, then he can develop that also. Whenever if there is any requirement for web, then he can shift there also. That will be very much profitable for the corporate industries, whatever we are now in. So many of the people will be looking for this full stack developer. It is very easy to handle the things. I hope this is also a reason. Then at the end of the day, for everyone, money matters. Whatever we are doing, I hope the full stack developer will be getting a good remuneration as a part of his, what thing, money kind of thing. He'll be getting a good remuneration comparatively to other roles. I hope this is also a reason. Then I feel this is a good reason to become a full stack developer. Loosely coupled. What I mean here is loosely coupling means whenever we are developing a product, we need sometimes we have to depend upon other person also in the industry in the company. Like whenever if we are not familiar with the database, the person who is very much familiar with the database, we have to depend on him, like until he finishes his work we cannot proceed on the next part of the work which is pending. So I feel this loosely coupled thing is a very good thing for a full stack developer. I mean, if there is any problem in the network issues or whatever the things we are dealing with, we need not wait for the network guy to come and to solve the problem. We can It can be solved on our own, since we will be having a good knowledge in all of the fields. So there will be very less possibility of depending upon others. I hope this is also a good reason to become full stack. Then also we'll be having Google to help with all of the issues whatever coming and all. I hope this is also a good a good reason to become a full stack. So is there any doubt or shall I continue? Okay. Okay, fine. Well, we have learned what is full stack and why full stack is necessary, and we'll see how to become a full stack developer or whatever I have observed. I have listed here. If I am missing anything, let me know. There is no problem. Fine. Basically, while considering a full stack is not a small part of a thing. There are many possibilities in the full stack. For like basically, there are three tracks in the full stack. It is web development. There can be a web full stack developer and a desktop full stack developer as well as a mobile full stack developer. I think many of us are familiar with this mobile development, web development, and desktop development. We'll be having these three main tracks, and then uh, we have to base a proper tech stack based on the selected track. Like I'll give a simple example for this thing. For web development, we are having many of the technologies. Like I'll give only two example. There is a mean stack development for web. Also, there is a MERN stack development for a web. There is only difference of Angular and React JS. Like this is the whole bundle which is these two are whole bundles which is necessary for web development. Based upon what mastery or whatever the requirement, we have to choose the proper tech stack. Then for desktop, there are many possibilities, like we can use Java, C Sharp, whatever .NET platforms as VB.NET. Also, there are many number of databases. We have to choose accordingly. And the same thing happens in mobile also. Like nowadays the mobile development is also a very good stream. In mobile development also there are n number of what thing I can say, n number of technologies through which we can develop the mobile apps. Like in mobile app I would like to mention some one or two. Like there is main thing, Google's Android. Then the Kotlin is also used. Then the new trending technology Flutter. It is very much booming in all of these three tracks. That is using Flutter Dart language, we can develop the web apps as well as mobile apps. According to my knowledge, I don't know, I haven't tried the desktop apps. If it is possible, then it's okay, it's a great thing. And like that, we have to choose a proper tech stack based upon the selected whatever the track we choose. This is the second thing. Then we have to start learning. Like whenever we select a proper without learning nothing is possible. Like we cannot directly start developing an app or whatever the thing we want to do. It is not a magic like I know this, I will code one or two lines. That is not the thing. We have to do some study as well, either self study or whatever. There are many tons of resources available on the internet, YouTube, Google, whatever. We have to refine our knowledge perfectly according to the what is the market trend and what is the necessary. Then I would just like to give an example here. Like I don't know, I haven't used TikTok even single time. But the GUI of the TikTok was very much catchy for users. I mean, the illiterate people were also, I think, more number of users of TikTok were illiterate, because it was very easy to use. There was no search. I mean, there was no necessary for some mastery in that using application. There was no search. Just go on scrolling, and the videos will be popped. And like this will be the trendy thing, something even which reels also, Instagram reels has also implemented. Just go on scrolling whatever the thing. There is no much difficulty in using that. But the Facebook has failed it. Like sophisticated users could use the Facebook. Now they have made the GUI easier. That's what this refining knowledge means. Because like what is the current situation of the market, what the things are going on, we have to learn that, and according to that we have to mold our skills. It will be easier for the market as well as whatever the corporate industry we are competing for. That will be great. Then, as I said, either go for self learning or take a course or some experts help. There are a number of online course providers, as well as we'll get certificate also for that. There are many things. There is no necessity to name this. Either take a help from take a course or any experts help. That will be also a good thing to learn full stack. And apart from taking all these I mean, apart from learning all these things like self learning as well as taking course and all things, we should also get some practical approaches, like practical what thing, exposure. We should also do some practical exposure. This will be the main part of our whole learning thing. Because whenever we learn, for that instance, it will be great to tell that we know that technology, we know this technology. But when we try to implement, it will be quite difficult in implementing the things. So it is preferred that whenever we learn something, we have to implement that practically, so that it will become clear. And whatever I mean, whatever the errors or whatever the hurdles we are getting in the thing, what we develop will be very much clear before we go on to the actual development or actual implementation of the things. So I feel this practical approaches should be focused very much. Then then this assessment of the skills is also a main part. Like whatever we have learned is exactly what the market needs, or we are missing some of the things. It should like assessing our skills, not for just a grade purpose or scoring purpose, just to know where we are in the current situation. I mean, where we are in the current flow, I mean current track. We have to do that also, assessment of our skills, whatever we have learned. We should be also aware of that. If we are missing something, then just go back, then learn, then again assessment. If we are satisfied, we are not showing this assessment for anyone. We are just satisfying ourselves that we have learned it, and it is good to continue with the whatever the things coming up. Then after assessments and all, just we are ready to roar. Whatever we have learned, we'll be actually implementing the things. Like if you become a full stack developer, there are many requirements of full stack developer. I mean, you can directly approach there. There is no the I mean, there is no compulsion that we have to compulsory finish all these engineering things then do full stack development. There is nothing like that. Like our stream is becoming more dilute nowadays, because the other stream people also are engaging here. So we have to keep ourselves up to differentiate between the engineering stream people, I mean especially computer science or IT stream people, and the other stream people. I think every one of us will be familiar with the other stream people also. Like one of my friends' sister has completed degree in civil engineering and done one course in IT stream, and now she is earning good handsome of amount in spite of being civil engineer. Then we have to differentiate ourselves with other stream of peoples also. So we should keep ourselves up to draw a line between engineering, specifically computer science, and other people. So I hope we are already doing that. Then any doubt, or shall I move further? Sorry. Okay, fine. I feel no problem. I'll go further. Okay. Till now we have learned how the full stack will be there and why full stack and how to do the things and all. Let me just walk you through some of the technologies used in full stack, like the upper layer of this. I think previously I had shared this image on WhatsApp group. I don't know which WhatsApp, but I got it again and I just brought it here. The upper layer of this burger, whatever we know, I whatever thing. This will be considered as a presentation layer here. Then there are many number of technologies which is used for GUI purpose, like this Ajax, AngularJS, PhoneGap, Bootstrap, CSS, HTML, whatever. There are many technologies for this what thing presentation layer or for building UI or UX, whatever. Then, as I said, this is the middle layer or a network thing which we are using, that is REST APIs or web sockets, whichever which we are using. And there is also these are all technologies used for the middleware. This is REST, this is SOAP. Then the whole layer is known as API. Then there is also communication stream known as web socket. I think I think we remember, like in third year or second year, I don't exactly remember. We had implemented a socket programming using Java or C. No, not C. Using Java, I think. That is exactly same as what is this web socket. And there is a database layer, like as I said, there is no what thing, there is no end for the database. Yes, Aditya, I hope using CCP. I don't exactly remember. There are n number of databases which we are using. This is Postgre. They have just mentioned only 4 year. MySQL, no SQL, Postgre and all. I think Cassandra and all those new things are also there. Then comes the core part of the development. This the business logic layer, which is developed using the core technologies, that is whatever Python, PHP, C Sharp, Perl, Node.js. Node.js is also a good technology if anyone is willing to learn the full stack development. I prefer to go for mean or MERN stack. This Node.js is included. Node.js works as a server side scripting as well as client side scripting. So I feel this is the good thing. Then this is a DB, MongoDB. Then Ruby on Rails, Java, .NET, Scala, and this Docker container, Kubernetes things. There are many of the things going on this core part. Only few of these listed here. Also, the other thing, the basic thing, which I forgot to mention that previously, the main OS or the main what thing, the server which runs all these layers will be installed here in any of these things, like AWS, Azure, Google, this iOS layer, iOS OS, then Linux, whatever. Like for the good example for this is our Moodle. Our Moodle is running on one Windows server which is installed in our college. Like many of the applications whichever are whichever are access to internet, they will be installed in some of the environments, or in some it will be physically installed in a machine which we call it as a cloud. There is no cloud thing, means it is not in the air, it is also physically located somewhere, but it is remotely accessed to any part of the globe. So that's why the name is cloud. I prefer to state this whole thing as a cloud. Then the cloud thing, wherever we host our applications and all. I feel this burger is a I mean, it gives a proper representation of this full stack. So, are there any doubts, or shall I continue? I feel everyone is good. I'll move further. Then every stream, as I told previously, every stream will be having its own pros and cons. See, Aditya, I think you raised hands. Aditya, hello. Am I audible, Aditya? Fine. You ask me later. That's okay. Okay. Every stream will be having its own pros and cons. So I have listed few of this. I think this might help you to decide whether to go for full stack or not to go for full stack. It's completely based upon oneself. No issues. Um the first what I can say, the first pro I can state it as, it is the best for startup kind of organization. I mean, as I previously explained, there will be more requirement in the startup companies for this full stack. Also in MNCs, not there is nothing like that in MNC. They are not recruiting full stack developer. They are also preferring, but the more opportunities are there in startup kind of things, and person can learn a lot of things from this startup only. I don't prefer MNCs for learning the things and all. Then I would also like to state an con also about this. MNCs will have a dedicated team for each and every layer of software development. I think I think some question. I think there might be a question of this, like we are missing the requirements gathering also, those things and all documentation work. Should we also be have mastery in that? It is a part of software development life cycle. It is not a part of software development, like those requirements gathering, analysis, all those parts we have learned in what that software development, that a software engineering subject, that will be a part of software development life cycle. It is not exactly a software development thing. So full stack is not only restricted for these development things. If we are having good mastery in that, then there is no problem. There is no restrictions. We can go with that also. Like, I'll come to this point. MNC will have a dedicated team for each and every kind of thing. Like for what like for GUI development, there will be a specific team dedicated, and for writing the middleware things, there will be a specific team, and the for database like DBS will be there, and all those network engineers will be there. So there will be a dedicated team. There is no restriction that the full stack developer should not do all this work. There is also a requirement in MNC that a full stack developer will be hired, and he will be having mastery in one of these technologies and one of these layers, and he will be placed there. That is also pro and con. uh, just I have listed. As previously, there will be a diversified growth as well as the diversified workload. Like we would not be like, while doing work, sometimes we feel boring doing the same work. Like if we are doing some kind of presentation layer thing, like if we are developing any UI or UX, after few days or few months, we'll start feeling boring with the thing, doing the same. So we can just move on ourselves from this GUI thing to some middleware things like business logic layer, and sometimes we can even play with database things also. Then it will be having a diversified workload. I mean, the person will not be frustrated doing the same thing again and again. That is also pro, as well as I consider it as a con also, because when a person knows all of these things, the management tries to what the management tries to engage him in all of these things, and sometimes it will be very difficult to manage all the things. Even pro as well as a con. Then uh, the problems can be solved to the core, as I told previously. Like, we need not wait for any other person to solve if there is any error in the part of database or any networking things. If a full stack developer, we will be having the proper knowledge for all of this stuff. So the problems can be solved to the core of it. We need not depend on any other person and all. And this can also be a con. Like, it is very hard to prioritize the task. Like, when we will be working with multiple tasks, it is very difficult to prioritize which task should be completed first, or which thing should be completed first. Like, it will be very hard to decide. That is a con. Then as I said, remuneration is very good. I mean, it will be considered as a good part of remuneration. Whatever we are working for, we'll be getting a good number of handsome amount. Then the same thing can be a con also, because fewer times a person can feel that, so I am doing all these kinds of work, and I am paying very less. Sometimes so it can be felt like whatever the management is paying, it is very less. So remuneration is both again pros and cons. Then another one pro is will be export to more technologies. These technologies, it is very vast. I would like to say more and more the streams will be exposed to, as I told previously, like what GUI development, middleware, and this database kind of things. Again, many of us are not aware of this networking things. I hope all of us are aware about this, at least basic of this presentation things, then logical things, as well as this database thing. Many of us are very less exposed to networking. I hope it's a what I can say, it's a drawback of all of us. I think networking is also a good part, and we need to work more on networking things, because whenever a person works on specifically this what web development, he should be very much uh, what I can say, he should have good knowledge about this networking things also. So like many of the networking protocols he should be working with, all those security things, encryption, decryption. So I think it is a very good option also. Then I feel this has a con also, because there is a requirement of continuous upgradation. Like there are many number of technologies emerging day, I mean every day. So sometimes will be requiring continuous upgradation. This continuous upgradation is a con for our whole IT stream itself, because every now and then the technology changes, and many open source technology also come, many what I say proprietary technologies also come. Sometimes this continuous upgradation is a con for our whole IT stream. I think uh, we can deal with that, like learning the new things and all. Fine. I hope I have covered all of the things. If there is any doubt, you can ask me, or let us let us have a general talk. Hello, Aditya. I hope you had some doubt, or that was just for operating that hands up button. हेलो. अरे यार कोई तो बात करो ना. हेलो. अरे यार क्या हो गया, सब लोग सो गए क्या? हेलो. मैडम. मैडम भी नहीं. हाँ बोलना भाई. नो आदित्य, यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल. आई होप यू आर स्पीकिंग ऑन म्यूट. हेलो. नो आदित्य, यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल. Is Aditya audible for other people? No. Okay, one second. Let me join again. I don't know why. Hello.